Today we're taking a look at the 2021 Cub Cadet LT42e and really what makes this mower unique. It utilizes two brushless motors for each blade and then one transaxle that's also driven by a brushless motor. All of that power is supplied via a 56 volt lithium ion battery, and so far I've mowed twice with this machine and it's really done a great job. As we take a look around this mower, you'll see it just looks like your typical mower. There's nothing really too out of the ordinary. It's not like the Ryobi RM480e. It's really just a tractor setup. So we're going to take a look at this drive unit. Really what we have is just a brushless motor that hits a differential, and sorry for the kind of jagged video here. I just couldn't slow the clip down well enough to get a good look. But you can see the motor there, the little brake. The interesting thing when you're driving this mower is you really don't have to use the foot brake. You can just let off the accelerator pedal and it works just like a hydrostat, and it'll hold the mower. The other interesting thing is when the key is out of the mower, it will free roll, which is a bit disturbing, but overall I think it's better to have a free roll feature than not. So there's a couple things with the mower. This deck that looked a bit problematic. It looks very hard to take off. I haven't yet taken it off. Alright, so here we're going to take a look at what's called a VCM. So there's your blade activation switch and then your reverse switch. If you hold that for 10 seconds, it'll let you back up all the time while the mower's on. You also have your lights there and your cruise control. Interestingly, the VCM shows that it has some sort of Bluetooth module in it. I see an MTD VCM Bluetooth network. So I'm going to try to get into that. I don't know if they're anticipating making an app or something, but it's kind of interesting to see that's there. So now we're going to take a look at the motor controllers. These are what drive the three motors on the vehicle. You have the transaxle motor controller, and then you have two motor controllers for each of the blade deck, or each of the blade deck motors. Overall, that's just connected to the battery. Nothing too special here. It's really just some motor controllers. Steering is just like any other electric or any other tractor you see. Just nothing really special. The thing that's interesting with this mower is it's all normal, which is good and bad. It's as if the engineers didn't take time to really think like, hey, what would make this like an exceptional vehicle? And for the price, I think that's really quite unfortunate. Let's take a listen now to the clicks this thing makes. You'll hear them now. That 2-click sound you heard was, I believe, the contactor is initiating. So once that happens, you hear a beep, and then you can put your foot on the brake, press the power button. That turns on the mower so you can then drive, and then also turn on the blades. The blades really just sound like a large fan. On the mower, it's very quiet, and then from a few feet away, it's you barely hear it, and it's not very noticeable. This charge port is a little concerning. I hope they stay with this model. You can see last year they had a much larger charge port, and that's where that like circle looks, you can see formed there. So just for parts availability, I really do hope that they somehow standardize this. We're going to take a look now at the cubby for the cell phone holder, which a normal cell phone won't fit in. Additionally, the USB ports really should have been put here. I have no idea why they weren't. On a mower in this price range, how is it missing armrests? That's quite annoying. And then here is the ports for the USB. So I don't really know what Cub Cadet wants you to do. Maybe string a cable across your lap, but it really makes no sense to put a USB port there. Yeah, so other than that, we're just going to take a look around the mower again. The front end looks different than the other mowers. They make it completely solid because it really doesn't need any airflow. Compared to last year, I think the lights changed quite a bit. This deck leveling system, super light. It's amazing. You can basically adjust the deck with one finger. You can tell this is also not really a whole redesign. Like that's where the 12-volt battery would be on a gas mower. And then the next thing we're going to take a look at is just the parts list. Sorry about the camera moving here, but I couldn't think of another way to get this in the shot. So if anyone needs parts, there you go. There's the model number and all the other package part numbers. Cub Cadet also has a really good manual on their website. You can just go download. The steering wheel on this also had some various things that weren't finished out well with sharp edges. That cubby there is like great for sunglasses and safety goggles and that kind of thing. Just yeah, overall I think the mower is pretty good. I think that, you know, it's definitely just they took their gas mower, they slapped electronic components on it and rolled with it, which, you know, at the end of the day works. Let's take a listen to the actual mower now running. Alright, so let's take a look at this key. It's really nothing more than a piece of plastic, and yeah, so you could, I don't know, this is pretty chintzy, and at least you could 3D print it. So let's go over the pros. It's an electric mower, has a 3-year warranty on the mower and a 4-year battery warranty. The thing is extremely quiet. I was able to cut my entire yard at full speed, which is something I don't think most people suggest doing. It's very lightweight. You can pick it up very easily. The turn radius is very tight, and the steering is very light. Overall, it's a great mower. Now the cons. This thing's $4,000. It's not cheap. There's no PTO option. It absolutely should have a PTO option. It's electric, for God's sake. It wouldn't be that hard to put a port on there. No armrest is disappointing. The charge port changed. Hopefully that's not something that continues. The VCM is quite slow. USB placement is just dumb, and it feels like it was just designed to hit a bare minimum of electrification. I think the biggest thing here is that the machine can't be cleaned with water. I reached out to Cub Cadet and verified this. They told me to follow the manual, but the manual does explicitly state no water really needs to be put on it to clean it with like a damp sponge. And for a lawnmower, I think that is really misguided and really needs to be addressed. So I'm going to probably take my chances with it and just clean it as I would have cleaned any other mower. But that is something that I think people really need to know prior to buying this. Alright, so now let's compare the XT1 to the XT2. So this is an XT1 tractor, and so we can see in the price, I can get a comparable XT1 LT42 versus the 42E for $1,700. So there's a huge price difference. I really think this machine should have been an XT2, so larger tires, fabricated deck, bigger bumper. Additionally, I think with an electric tractor, it's very easy to add a PTO port, so you can drive accessories such as a garden tiller, maybe a snow blower. Those things should have been here. Once again, this goes back to, it feels like it was made just to reach the bare minimum, which is a garden tractor or a lawn tractor that is electric. Having built a garden tractor myself with a PTO, it's just sad to see something that's commercially available, it's not here. Alright, so overall, this thing is exceptional. I know I nitpicked a couple things there, but just for pure performance, cutting the grass and doing just normal things that you would do with your normal garden tractor, I think this thing will work exceptionally well. I hope the price doesn't turn off too many folks, but I do think that if you're in the market for a new mower, you should definitely give this a strong look, especially if you don't like to mess with gasoline and various other things that are associated with the maintenance on a gasoline machine. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'll gladly answer them in the comments, and have a good day.